Hi, I'm Heidi Johansson, and welcome to Galas and Giving Shaw TV Spotlight on local charity events. This is The Links, a magnificent 18-hole championship golf course in Spruce Grove. And we're here for the 14th annual MADD Golf Tournament. This is a day of longest drives, tough bunker shots, and maybe even a hole-in-one. But more importantly, this is a day to raise awareness, to support victims, and to remember the lives that have been lost due to impaired driving. With some in team uniforms and others expressing their unique individuality, 134 golfers took to the tree-lined fairways, all coming together for one common goal: to get drunk drivers off the road. Edmonton Eskimo alumni and injury lawyer Trent Brown.
We see thousands of accidents every year, and the wreckage that we see on the roads and the highways from drunk drivers is incredible. A senseless loss of life. And so we just want to encourage people not to drink and drive. On every hole, there's high school students that have lost their life. We've got to put a stop to it. And MADD does a lot of great work in the community, and we just want to support them in any way we can.
As golfers approach each of the 18 holes, on display is another life lost, another victim of impaired driving. Victims such as Crystal Dawn. We had the opportunity to speak with her mother about her journey of healing and forgiveness after the tragic loss of her daughter.
Never envious of man, never comes to an end, and the greatest.
On September 9th, 2012, the hope of marriage and children for Crystal Dawn came to an abrupt end, and a parent's worst nightmare came true. At the age of 23, Callie Riley's daughter was the victim of impaired driving.
Her last words to him were, "Slow down, baby," as he's doing 120 kilometers in that 50-kilometer-hour street. What he was trying to do was make her smile, but what it did was take her life.
A life that was filled with adventure, writing, family, and friends was also a life filled with God.
After the funeral, I went to her Bible and I opened it, and Crystal had already had it highlighted in pink. And as I realized that going through her Bible, looking at everything she had highlighted, and every little scripture there was a heart around, was for me. And all the message was that God was going to help me get through this.
With faith and a family garden dedicated to Crystal Dawn, Lilies for Life came to be. A symbol of rebirth and beauty, they were a perfect way for Riley to give back to an organization that had been there for her during the darkest of days.
Mothers Against Drunk Driving has been very much a part of my journey since Crystal passed away, and I wanted to give back. And so I contacted the MADD office and said, "I have 200 lilies. Is there a way I can donate them?" And they told me about a golf tournament that was coming on, and that they have 20 tables that they do a flower setting for. So I came up with the idea that we're just going to make 20 centerpieces for this golf tournament.
As the healing continues, so does the forgiveness.
He was released from a 3-year sentence after 6 months, and that was a little hard for me to swallow. It was really hard to think that my daughter's life was only worth the 6 months. And throughout all that anger and disappointment, I was just able to let it go and say, "God, I forgive him again."
Enforcing the maximum side of sentencing is something MADD Edmonton and area president Layla Mulder would like to see more of.
Right now there is quite a discord between the sentencing and just the entire process through a justice system in an impaired driving case and where we're at with the consequences.
But as Riley states, it's the pinks and the purples that Crystal Dawn brought into a black and white life. A life that is meant to be lived with laughter and love.
Forgiveness is the one most important thing in my heart that I give away freely for my peace.
Life lessons and cherished memories remain for Riley, who is here today offering her support and shared experiences with other victims. And it's that support that is one of the most essential services offered by MADD. President of Edmonton and Area Chapter, Layla Mulder.
We do victim support, and that is the number one thing that we do out of our office. So we use these funds to train our volunteers that we do have, trained victim services volunteers, to help those who are impacted by an impaired driver, and also to help get some additional assistance to those people who do require the help to move through this journey.
Through silent auction items and team registration, the $22,000 raised today stays right here in Edmonton and area.
To see all of our sponsors and the donations that have come in just really give us that extra, bit of a jump to make it through the next year to the next one, to know that what we're doing makes a difference and that we do have support and love in this community to continue fighting this fight.
With many MADD volunteers on hand, some gave golfers the experience of being 2 times over the legal limit at the Fatal Vision football throw. A very sobering experience. As the fight against drunk driving continues, the message from MADD is clear.
Every single day in Canada, 4 Canadians are killed, 174 others are injured. It's huge. What we need to do is to look out for one another. So if you see someone who's impaired, you can have that conversation with them. Make a plan before you even go out so that drinking and driving is not an option. Your keys are nowhere to be found. And when you see someone you suspect to be impaired, call 911. Let's get those people off the road before they can make a tragedy out of someone's day.
For more information on how you can support this cause, go to maddchapters.ca. And if you would like Shaw TV to cover your event, email us at galasandgiving@shaw.ca. From the Links Golf Course, I'm Heidi Johansson.